Long COVID is now a recognised illness, and millions of pounds of research all over the world is taking place into causes and possible treatments for it. It seems like long COVID is caused by a multitude of different syndromes because so many systems in the body of everyone who has it are being infected. What is most frightening is that many who caught COVID in the first wave around March 2020, like I did, are not better. In fact, even now, some are still getting worse. Let's look briefly at some of the causes of long COVID that are being explored. And first, let's start with how the virus gains entrance to our bodies. The SARS-CoV-2 virus, as it is known, is able to invade and seed within the brain and spinal cord. After entering the nose, it can travel up to the cribriform plate, through which it can make its way to the olfactory bulb and the frontal lobe of the brain. From the mouth, it can be transported to the brainstem by a process termed neuroinvasion. In both cases, by the nose or the mouth, there is a direct passage to the lungs and to the heart. SARS-CoV-2 is known as a superantigen. That means that in response to it, our bodies launch an extreme immune response. However, despite this very strong immune response, our bodies may actually not be able to destroy the virus. And this leaves us with what is known as viral persistence. That is, the virus remains active within us after the initial earlier stages of the infection. Scientists have found small amounts of the virus lingering out of reach of the immune system. Active virus has been found in the eyes, brains, testes, spinal cords, guts and lungs of people who will at that same time test negative on a PCR. There's also evidence it can burrow into nerves and hide there. And in this case, the virus would be missed by a PCR test because a PCR test can only detect the virus if it's in the nose or the throat. The virus hides away in remote pockets of the body, known as viral reservoirs or anatomical sanctuaries or immune-privileged sites. An immune-privileged site is difficult for the immune system to enter because the body has decided that these sites are such important areas that it can't risk the damage that would be done by its own immune reaction. The risk of damage caused by an immune reaction in these areas outweighs the risk of infection, and the body takes that risk. So it protects these areas away from access by the immune system. Unfortunately, the virus has apparently learned where these places are, and it makes a beeline for them. Inactive fragments of viral DNA, rather than the whole virus, also remain in the bodies of people who have had COVID-19. And some scientists think these are partly responsible for the body acting in a distorted way, as it does in long COVID, because it's fighting them even though they are just inactive DNA protein. Because there is no test for the virus other than a PCR test, the persistence of viral infection is not possible to detect except through analysis of feces or by autopsy. If viral persistence is the main factor in maintaining long COVID, then the development of an antiviral medicine will eventually tackle the problem.